Hello. I haven't done a vid doc in a while. I don't know what number this is. I'll figure it out after the fact. But I just wanted to give an update on what has been happening in my life. You know, sort of a lot has happened. It's been a few months, I think, since I've did one. I'm 18 now. Yeah, the big 1-8. Haven't talked to my recruiter in quite a while, so that's probably not a good thing. Haven't shaved in a while either, or got my hair cut, and it's all messed up. I've had a problem recently where, like, when I don't take too much good hair, too, if I don't take care of my hair well enough, you're gonna love that growing up, aren't you? The speech impediment. I get hair horns, and I have made a joke for the longest time. People that know me well, I make a joke where I go, "I am Satan." I am not actually Satan. I know growing up you might hear that a few times from some people you know. I also made a joke that Santa, Satan, there's only one letter difference, Santa, Satan. Both wear red, both agreed. I thought that was funny too, but I'm weird. You'll get to know that as you grow up. But anyways, recap. 18th birthday, that was good. A friend of mine, Alicia, wanted me to shout out because she found these on the internet and she decided that she was going to watch them all and make fun of me basically for it. But anyways, what we were talking about, I have a little can here of stuff that's pretty cool. Not that. This is from Mickey's Army Navy. It's a place I went a lot when I was little and I still go to. Why not? Why not for the rest of the video? Because I don't care. I'm kidding. I do care. These are very important to me. So when I was in ROTC, I earned a lot of things, and I was given a lot of things, and I'm in JROTC right now, not ROTC. ROTC, Reserve Officer Training Corps, is a college class. JROTC, Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps, is a high school course. I do not want to go to college. Doesn't mean you're not going to, children. I know you're going to see this, and you're going to bug me about it, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't aspire to go to college. A lot of very intelligent people would. My mother would have, and she did for a little bit, and then my brother was one. So that kind of got in the way of plans, and just go to college if you can. It's a great opportunity. You can learn a lot. I have a lot of people that I know are there, a lot of friends, people that are like family to me. I should explain family. When I say my family, they're not necessarily my blood relatives, which they are family. Your Uncle Marcel or your great Uncle Marcel, your Uncle Nathan, my brother, my cousin Marcel, your Uncle Hunter, my cousin Hunter. All of these people are your family. They're your blood family. They should mean a lot to you. You'll probably see a lot of them growing up. But there's other people in my life, and since about, Jesus, my eyes hurt. This is recording at 3 in the morning, by the way, because I told myself I was going to do this for a few months, and I just never got to it. Like the shirt, by the way. Yeah, I'll explain that story later. But, I just didn't. So, here I am at 3 in the morning because I have nothing else to do today. So, yeah, this is a good test for the new camera, too, which is nice. I got a brand new laptop over Christmas. But anyways, family. Family to me is the people that I trust with my life, where I know if I had a gun pointed to my head, they would somehow try to get away. They would do whatever they could to save me, or they make me happy, or they're just really good people to me. I have a good friend named Dr. Devious. This is through Xbox, headset, and whatnot. I don't really know him in real life, but he's a good friend to me. His name's Dr. Devious, David Murphy. Yes, he is Irish. Yes, it's a very Irish name. It's very stereotypical, but that's his name. He has a girlfriend named Katie. They've been engaged for the longest time. 3 kids. Just a good guy. Raps, just fun to be around. He is that guy that you can always laugh about. But anyways, well, yeah, that's sort of part of my family. Those people that make me happy are part of the Christner family. sometimes whether they want to be or not. I mean, I never force people to be like you're coming just to, but they're family to me. They mean sometimes they mean more than my actual family because some of my actual family, it's a long story and it's my personal feelings, not anything they did to me. But yeah, there's Alyssa Maynard. I've been ridiculed for saying her name wrong or saying it weird, and I can't help it. I don't know how to pronounce it correctly. She's like a sister to me, man. She's close to my heart, down to earth, always been relaxed. She just made second lieutenant, and I'm so proud of her. If she ever finds these, good job, hon. I love you. Props to you. There's Alex Bird, Alexandria Bird. She hates that name. She spells it Alyx instead of Alex. I guess to push it even further away from Alexandria, or for the Half-Life 2 character Alex. But anyways, she's a dear, dear friend of mine. Means so much to me. I play games with her every other weekend when she's at her dad's. I talk to her pretty often. I text her. Well, used to with her old phone. I don't have her new number. Talk to her on Facebook. I just do a lot of things where I can talk to her, and she does mean a lot to me. There's Hope Schultz. Hope. uh, me and her didn't get really close until after I moved away from North Carolina. And that's weird because with most people, I got to know them while I was there, and just, yeah, here it was reversed, and it's very weird but cool. And, yeah, those are three. Cheyenne Griffith, dear, 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 dear friend of mine. I haven't seen her in about 10 years at this point, almost. I'm very off on that, but it's almost been a decade. Probably by the time I see her, it will have been. But yeah, she means so much to me. She has a beautiful daughter named Tamara, or Tamira, or however she says it. Uh, she just means a lot to me. And those are just a few examples of the people that are part of my family, to where they're not blood. I didn't marry them, but they're my family to me. So yeah, I was talking about ROTC and how a lot of those people that I'm talking about, except maybe Cheyenne and Hope, so half the people, not a lot of them, I met through ROTC. I was their commanding officer my sophomore year, their freshman year at Central Cabarrus High School in Concord, North Carolina, Cabarrus County. While I was there, I got a lot of these. These are all my ribbons that I got while I was there, and I have not gotten one rank or promotion, or promotion is rank, or award since I have moved here. That is 2 years of work and effort, whatever they needed. I've not been asked to do anything either. But when you need something, yeah, things just did not happen for me. So everything I've earned, I earned in Concord. This is the Senior Master Sergeant. Go drop that. Senior Master Sergeant rank. You get two, one for each little corner that goes in the neck right here, bunch up in the middle. The way to tell ranks, I might as well explain this now because I have nothing better to do, and maybe it'll come in use for you. Maybe a few of you go military, which will scare me uncontrollably. Oh, see, there's that hair horn. Yeah, that's how you say it. And I've always joked that if I ever had a daughter, I would go crazy, and yeah, I don't doubt that even the slightest. You can ask any of my sisters, like I explained earlier, or my close friends or girlfriends either. I am overprotective when it comes to situations like that. When it comes to, if somebody hurts somebody I love or is dear to me, or hurts them, or bullies them, or anything, I lose it more than a little because I feel like I should be able to do something to help these people because they mean so much to me. But yeah, rank wise, every little chevron means something, and even having no rank at all, like nothing, is a rank itself. They're in the Air Force, anyways, and that's the only ranks I've learned. There's the Airman Basic. No rank, no insignia. That's what anybody that goes into the Air Force in basic training, dead start, very beginning. There's nothing lower than that. Then civilian, I guess, and then you're not enlisted. But civilians are above, below, whatever. They're protected by the military. I reference military as us and we a lot. I don't know why. I'm not in the military, but I can't help it. Not right now, anyways. I'm trying to be. But yeah, the first chevron is an airman. Just one little and it'll have the torch on it and the whole insignia around it, but that's just airman. Then the next one, 2, is airman first class. Airman first class, of course, is above airman. Then there's senior airman with 3, staff sergeant with 4, technical sergeant with 5, and that's the first without the top part. This would be moved down a little bit and it'd be all around it, but that would be your sergeants, your NCOs, your non-commissioned officers. Then you start in master sergeants, and that is a league in its own. Those are the senior NCOs. Staff sergeant, technical sergeant, those are your normal NCOs in the Air Force, anyways. Other branches have a lot more sergeants or enlisted or officer-wise, they're about the same. Just Navy has some weird names, Army has some about the same actually. But yeah, you have your master sergeant, which is 6, one top, and your senior master sergeant, which is 7. Yeah, and then 8 is your chief master sergeant. Chief master sergeant, and then there's chief master sergeant of the Air Force. Chief master sergeant of the Air Force has more leeway than colonels and majors, which are very near the top, even more than some generals. And there's like 4 levels of generals, which is insane. There's major general, lieutenant general. I don't remember them all. I don't need to know generals necessarily because in ROTC, not yet anyways. In ROTC, we only go up to colonel. Officers go first lieutenant or second lieutenant, first lieutenant, or maybe second lieutenant, first lieutenant, captain, major, lieutenant colonel, colonel, and then all your generals. But yeah, chief master sergeant, where I come from, which I come from a lot of places, but for right now I've been calling North Carolina home because to me that's where all the people that matter have been for a while. I've had a few girlfriends here, and there are people that matter to me here, but there's just something about that place where I loved it so much, and I miss all the people there, even if they don't talk to me or they don't, even if they hate me, I still miss them because that's where they are. But anyways, senior master sergeant where I come from, there's one in every flight, or not every flight, one in the entire unit. So you have your group commander, your deputy group commander, and then your chief master sergeant. That sergeant has rule over all the other officers other than that lieutenant colonel, or lieutenant colonel and major, or colonel and whatever the top 2 are. The only people that those top 3 answer to, other than your chief answers to your lieutenant, deputy who answers to your group commander, are your SAI and SASI, or ASI and SASI, aerospace instructor and senior aerospace instructor. Those are your teachers in the class. I used to have a sarge and a colonel, and now I have a chief and a captain. I miss sergeant colonel more. They were kind of better teachers. Don't let anybody know that. I don't really like captain or chief. Captain's kind of wish-washy, has no authority, and really is just running this place in the ground. This is my personal opinion. There's people that have been here longer that like it more. By the way, I do this every now and then, lucking my knuckles and talking, or just, turns out my great grandpa, so your grandma, my mom's grandpa, used to lock his knuckles when he would explain things, and ever since I learned that, every time I do this, I think about him like I can't help it. It's just second nature, I guess. Yeah, I'm also very warm all of the time, like weirdly warm. Anyways, now that I'm completely off subject, Christmas time was amazing. Thanksgiving was good. Nathan's birthday was good. My birthday was, can't ask for much more. We had my big party-ish thing later on with the family. Cheerwine is amazing, by the way. You know, I don't have a bottle very close to me right now because I drinking all of it, but it's a soft drink that was only in North Carolina, and now this place called Sheetz, a gas station, has it, and that's amazing. But yeah, there's some things that I got that I'm not sure if I've shown you. There's Max. This is an airsoft gun. I got this last year, so 2013 or 2012. I got this battery. It doesn't shoot bullets. Actually, this isn't even a real scope. You see that little dot? Yeah, that's all it is. It shoots. Actually, the scope is just to hold them. I'll get this out of the way now. Shoots at little babies, which sting like a mother. I mean, it's bad. It's really bad. They sting ungodly. But yeah, I'm gonna go grab something real quick because I was stupid and forgot to bring it over before I started this. And there I am again. Hello again. But something, and I don't have any editing software, so this is all one take. So, oh well. But something my grandpa had been wanting to do. So your great-grandpa, or your great-great-grandpa, he got us, me, my brother, and my cousin. He has 6 grandchildren right now, and probably that's all he'll have. He got us rifles. Under the butt, which, B-U-T-T, the butt of the gun. Under this plate right here, which unscrews right here and right here, it has my name written on it or engraved in it. But yeah, he got us all Marlin bolt action rifles. And they are amazing. I haven't got a chance to shoot one yet myself, but I have heard very good things about Marlin. And, you know, I've talked to a guy that shoots them. I had talked to my grandpa about getting one for the longest time. I actually almost got one, which was just about the same exact rifle years before, but there were problems with it, and the guys trying to sell it to us didn't understand it, and they were cutting themselves on the rifle, so it probably wasn't a good idea to get it. But anyways, you know, this means a lot to me. This is my first brand new firearm. My old one, put this down for a second. My old one is an old youth rifle. You know, a smaller bolt. There's no clip. You have to feed each round manually. You can see through the barrel. My dad gave me this. It's a 50-plus-year-old Winchester rifle. You know, he gave me this over the summer. You gotta pull that back piece to load it. And if I have a boy or a girl, doesn't matter. My first kid inherits this from me when they're older. Why Nathan didn't get one? I think Nathan has a 30-06 that my dad has been saving for him. And this rifle, actually, Nathan took hunting. And this is the rifle my dad took hunting. I think he got it from Camp Chikagami, which does not exist anymore. It was barely around when I was little. You know what I mean? Like, it was on its way out. But yeah, take this apart. You just spin that with a flathead, and the barrel comes off. You pop that, pull the trigger, and pull back, and the bolt comes out. And I don't know what it is. I just like the click sound. But yeah, that's that. Take that out because everybody's watching, and it shouldn't be in the corner with the bolt in, even though it can't be used because my rounds are way over there, hidden. Actually, that's why I couldn't find them, because I hid them the other day. But yeah, that one can't have a gun lock because it doesn't have anything for the lock to get onto. This one can. I took the lock off a while ago because I take the bolt out and the clip out. I loaded it and stuff, but I left it on the side by accident before I brought it up. I didn't load it. I just have the clip in. This is a 7-shot clip. You know, I've wanted a bolt-action clip-fed rifle for the longest time because I like bolt action rifles, they are hilariously more accurate than others because there's less moving parts. It's just click, back, click, click. And this is a brand new rifle. It hasn't even been shot yet, so pardon me if there's a little bit of disgruntle with the bolt itself. Safety's right here. I'm not sure if my kid will inherit this one. I'm sorry, kids. This is, obviously I'm gonna have to really take care of this one. Grandpa's getting pretty old, even when I'm young. So it's scary to think about. My grandpa might be gone before you guys are, conscious of him. But yeah, clip speed in the bottom. Bolt pops, locks. And it has an accu trigger. What that means is it's a hair trigger. So this little piece has to move first, and then the trigger can fire. Otherwise, it won't trigger here. The trigger, if it moves, that won't fire, and I'm putting all my strength. But as long as that little thing moves in, just a littlest bit will make it fire. But yeah, I wanted to show you, my new Christmas gifts, and I guess I'll leave that all in there so I don't lose any parts. They just really made me happy. I got that, and Nathan, Andrew Christner, my older brother, your uncle, I guess. We're still talking. Me and him are fighting all the time about nothing. He's a jerk most of the time, just because it can be. This is my view of it, I'm not gonna get into those stories. Those are bad for me to talk to my children about. But yeah, Christner, be proud of that name. I am doing, just make it more complicated, I'm doing everything within my power as I'm growing up to make that a name that you want to have. Everybody wants to have the Gates name because of Bill Gates. Everybody likes being a Kennedy. Everybody likes being anything. I want to make Christner one of those names. There's not much pride to have in my family name for a while now. If you want to understand why I feel that, you can look at our history, you can look at our family, and you can definitely look at the people that have been in prison and the reasons they've been there. I'm not going to talk about it on this. I'll talk to you in person when you're older, but for right now, you don't need to know that stuff. It's embarrassing and it's not important. But yeah, I was happy with Christmas. I got a couple swords, which they're novelty. They're in boxes right over here, actually. I'll show them on a later one, which will give me some purpose to keep doing them. But yeah, just a lot has happened. Ish. I say a lot has happened, but really it's just sort of, oh, hey, look, we've done some stuff. Do you like it? No. I hope no. But yeah, it's all been just sort of, okay, we'll go with that. But yeah, ROTC has been good. Kind of been scared it up a grade a couple times, but it's good. I don't think I have any pictures for you. No, I don't. But yeah, right now I live. Again, my speech is not. I mess up pretty often, and I make it obvious by going afterwards, and it's bad. But I live on 2099 Beach, Bravo Echo Echo Charlie Hotel Tree. I hope you guys get that one. Lane, Ellen. Uniontown, Ohio, which is Green, Ohio. I talked to a lot of people that lived here their entire lives, and they say it's a terrible place, and I do not doubt them. This is a terrible place, but it could be worse. It could be so much worse, and I'm happy I've met a lot of the people that are here, and yeah, it's fun. It could be worse, but it's fun. This shirt, United States Air Force, if you can decipher it, since my new camera does everything, keeps it backwards. So yeah, established 1947. The reason it says 1947 is during World War II in the 40s, early 30s for Europe, early 40s for us. because of Pearl Harbor. Uh, History class, pay attention to it. I'm a huge history nut. I'm forcing that on you. Not really. I'm not going to enforce anything on you except for manners and things that you'll have to have. And that's sort of what my parents did, and I became completely different than either of them in every way. I just, my military service is proof of that. So yeah, my dad tried and he got denied. That was a story I was told once, and I'm not sure if it's true or not, but I'm sorry, Dad, that sucks. It would have been weird having you gone a lot, but now that I'm 18, I'm an adult, and you're still gone a lot. It's been, 8 years, and we've only seen each other like 10 times, I would say. And most of that was before I went, and in these last 2 times I've seen you recently. Once at the mall and once at your house with my half brother, who's cute little thing from Barry, and that's on purpose. And yeah, he's awesome. I miss you, Dad. I know we don't talk much. I know you lie to me a lot. I know you'll say we'll talk a lot and you don't call me back, but I still miss you. I can't help it. You're my dad. You're my only dad. I just can't help it. But yeah, in the late 40s, it was called the Army Air Corps. So the Army owned the Air Force. It wasn't its own branch. In the later 40s, the Air Force pushed to be its own thing. The Army still wanted to keep them because they got additional funding because of it. And yeah, we became our own in 1947 with nowhere to go it up. Quite literally, airplanes. I do not want to fly an airplane. My stepdad, Michael Darren Mundell, I'm not sure, Michael D. Mundell, was a pilot, is a pilot, likes flying. I've grown up with it for like 8 years, half my life. I don't really like the piloting thing. I'll do it. I mean, when you put me in a simulator for it, different feeling for me completely. I don't want to do that every day for the rest of my life. That is not a career to me. That is a fun thing that I like doing in games because I understand how to do it, but I wouldn't want to do it all my life. It's just not something that interests me. I'm sorry, but Mike, every time you invite me out to the airfield and I say no, not interested. It's not my sort of thing. You can keep trying. I'm keep telling you no. But yeah, this is almost half an hour long. Oh well. I'm sorry these are all so long. This is probably the longest one. Once I'm done with it, I'll double check that and make sure. But yeah, uh, let's see if I can tell you some stories from my past, because I can talk for days. I can talk and talk and talk and talk, and sometimes it's just to calm people down. Most of the time it's because I'm dumb and I don't know when to shut up, and your mother or grandmother will definitely know that for sure. I know I am the Air Force's little female dog. I am the Air Force's female dog. When you're older and you get that, you can laugh all you want at it. I try to watch my language, and I will try to watch my language about you, around you, but yeah. Grandpa got these, and he goes, oh, you can have them. And I was like, oh, sure, holographic cups. I don't know if holographic works on camera, but, yeah, from different perceptions, it looks like there's different things there. Oh, that's better. That's way better. But yeah, I found this camera that I have. Story in a minute. Right now, I found this camera I have. It's right over there. It's about this big. It's a film camera, which is probably going to be a very, very foreign concept to you. But we used to take photos, and it would print out to film. And unless you're a hipster, which I hope that dies out as well, you usually don't take film photos or vintage photos. Mom got a record player recently, and I have a bunch of records. I'm not a hipster, I swear. There's a story behind that, which I have to tell you personally, because that's a weird story, and it's hard to explain things that went on those days. But yeah, that was Concord. It's hard to explain what went on in those days. I cracked my knuckles a lot, by the way, and my veins are all messed up. They're always showing really badly. If I have a son or daughter, for warning, you're going to be pants. hairy. Hair just sticks out. We are very thin though, so kudos. You might be a skinny guy, but you're not gonna be like little. And look at that terrible farmer's tan. Like you're not gonna be weak. You're strong, but that's muscle. It's not weight on your side. Unlike a lot of people I know. So yeah, story time. I'm going to tell you a story from when I lived in Rockford, Illinois at I don't remember the address anymore. I know in Concord it was 443 Ithaca. I think this was something Hyacinth Court. Yes. This was when I lived on Hyacinth Court in Rockford, Illinois. Hyacinth Court was inside the neighborhood Mulford Wildwood. My dear friend Cheyenne lived there. This was really close to my friend Tyler's house. Just everybody lived really close. But yeah, a story from there that I can tell you on here and not have regrets about. And there's a lot of these stories I gotta wait until I'm older to tell, just for reasons. By the way, this is all the Pokemon up until Diamond and Pearl. There are 490 on this thing. There's now like 700. We started with 151 Mew and Mewtwo. I love Pokemon. I memorize most of them. If I see one, I can usually remember what it is and what its weaknesses are. So, yay. But anyways, a story from Rockford. Well, here, I'll tell you the story from when I lived in Youngstown, Ohio, on Youngstown-Kingsville Road, Vienna, Ohio. Not Youngstown, Vienna, Ohio. My first real area I had a lot of memories from. I was 3 years old, so it's remarkable that I have memories before that I can remember vividly. But yeah, I once got on the bus 24, because I remember 25, like, quarter, and I thought that for a long time it was actually 24, which I read 34 now. But, we're on the bus, I'm talking to my buddy, and I used to be like, oh, I can speak Chinese, because I was retarded and I was little, and it would have been seen as racist, but I was just ignorant. I was going, which I still do now, but that's just out of anger when I just don't want to explain myself. I'm just, but yeah, that's what I do. So, I'm talking to my buddy Jacob, who had gone to school with me preschool, gone to school with me kindergarten, first grade, half of second grade, I believe, and then I moved away halfway through second grade, or I finished second grade and moved away in third grade. Yeah. So I moved away after third grade. I moved from Vienna in third grade before third grade started. But yeah, God, this was 3 in the morning. I was talking to him. I wasn't paying attention, and we sort of drove past my stop. And Nathan walked by, just got off the bus, and that was one of the first times I was taught big humility, to where I was just sitting there crying, bawling my eyes out, because for all I knew, if you didn't get off the bus, you were done for completely. I didn't know that buses came back around and dropped kids off. The bus driver was mad at me. I was mad at me. I got dropped off in front of the house, and I walked all the way up to the house, and nobody said anything. When I got inside, everybody was like, oh, hey, you're home. I was like, oh, wow, no, thanks for worrying about me, guys. I bring it up every now and then, but it was weird to me. Like, everything was just so calm inside, and everything outside. Like, why aren't you worried about me? Why? And I don't know. Maybe I learned from that. Maybe I didn't. I don't particularly remember the day after that. I was 3. I guess the day after didn't leave too much of an impact on me. But yeah. I guess I'll tell you a Concord story now, since I can't remember. Concord was 443 Ithaca. Yeah, 443 Ithaca Drive. While I was living in Ithaca, I had a lot of friends that would come over and whatnot, and we were playing capture the flag one day. One flag was at my house. Nathan and all the other neighborhood kids were playing. It was kind of an old person neighborhood for the most part because they were small, quaintly little homes in North Carolina, which is a very resortful kind of place. There's not many new families are like, yeah, let's move to North Carolina in Concord. It was just off a highway too. It's not like it was this big. Everybody should be here. It's like, oh look, this nice little place. It's pretty cheap. We should be there. But yeah, we were in there, and we had all circled up in front of this person's house, and we got the cops called on us. I got the cops called on me a lot when I lived there. It's terrible. But yeah, well, not a lot, a few times. But yeah, we all had to disband because the people were afraid that we were gonna do something. We were inciting fear to the public by organizing, which is one of your rights to the Constitution in the First Amendment, the right to assembly. So good job with that one. Somebody should have said something about it. Anyways, another time I got pulled over there because I was riding a ripstick, which is why I got my concussion, which is a completely different story. Right here-ish, and I'm not sure if the bump ever went away or if I'm just used to it and you can't tell anymore. But yeah, that's terrible. Just and bounced off the pavement and just bad situations. I know I make fun of the country accent a lot. I use it a lot. What are you gonna do? But yeah, just a lot of things happened there. When I got pulled over, I was riding this two-wheeled skateboard, which is called a ripstick, and it rode just fine. You had to wave it back and forth, and it would speed up and go, so you didn't have to keep kicking, and it was great. I loved the thing. I still love the thing. If the wheels weren't jacked up completely, because I let a friend of he's a prick. I know I said I would watch my mouth. He's a prick. His name was Brandon also, but we never called him Brandon. We called him Chase. He's a prick. Racist. I hate racists. I have done my utmost to be as unracist as I can. Just because I've grown up around a lot of ethnicities, not ethnicities, ethnicities, and I respect them and I understand a lot about their culture from history and just from being around them. But yeah, he tore the tires all up. But I got pulled over because I was sitting down on it, which is a feat in itself. It's amazing that I didn't lose my life on this thing. And I was sitting down, I had my feet on the front and my butt on the back of it, and I'm riding this thing trying to level myself, and a cop pulls up behind me, pulls me over in my neighborhood while I'm riding a skateboard, which nothing I was doing was illegal, or wrong, or a cause to be messed with. I, obviously I'm going to be respectful. I stand up, I put the ripstick down like it's a piece of wood or whatever. He literally goes, "What were you doing?" I was like, "I was riding the ripstick, sitting down, sir." Do you know what time it is? Sir, it's 7 o'clock. Oh, well, you shouldn't be riding that sitting down. I'm gonna give you a warning this time, but make sure you don't do it again. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As soon as he leaves, I turn to my friend. Did you just see that? Did I just get pulled over for sitting down riding a ripstick in my neighborhood at 7 o'clock because he thought it was night? Whatever. And this was like almost just, you can see my house from where I got pulled over, just outside of my house. And it was terrible. This cop was a prick. And again, I'm sorry, I meant to punch him off, but he hates kids so much. I'm embarrassed to have lived in that area. Embarrassed. But yeah, trying to think of a Rockford story I can tell you, because I did a lot of terrible things while I was there. You don't know what you are doing. But yeah, mind that. But yeah, let's see, a Rockford story I can tell you. I learned all of my walking everywhere and, memorization while I was in Rockford. I didn't really mean to do this. I just sort of came up with it and it fits, but in my mind, I can walk myself through my entire towns, everywhere I've been, but I only started doing that in Rockford. I would think about my house while I was at school, and I would slowly close my eyes like this, and I would just slowly walk myself through my house, through all the rooms and doorways, and you know, if I could remember something very specific in the cabinet, I'd try to put that in there. And yeah, I would just sort of do that. And the more I did that, the more I would branch out. Like I would walk places and I would go a lot of places, you know, and map them out in my head and remember them, even if I was only there once. Nathan's friend DJ went to his house one time, and I am proud of this fact, but also afraid of this fact because this is a story. Mom, I'm sorry. Um, Nathan wasn't home one night. He said he had to go to DJ's because something happened to his mom and he was scared and shit. And it was midnight. It was midnight on a school night. So I thought, oh crap, Nathan's in trouble. I need to go. Got on my bike to DJ's. I'd only been there the one time. Memorized every word. Turned, got there, rang the doorbell, and I heard, who is outside? It's like, is Nathan there? Who? My brother Nathan. Ain't no one here by that name. It's midnight. Go home. Went home. Turns out, later on, this completely came out in the truth. He had been at his girlfriend's, probably doing things with her. And, yeah, he used to bike the 20 miles to his girlfriend's house and back every night until he got caught by the cops. And mom beat the crap out of him about that. But yeah, that was the story. Yeah, after that I started going out every now and then. Like my buddy would leave his bike at my house, so I'd bike to his house and leave his bike and walk back. And I did that a couple times. I left the house a couple times at midnight and just went. It was very strange for me to be so not I guess adventurous. I've always been adventurous, but to be like, yeah, I can do this. Like, whoa! I didn't believe I could do stuff like that one, especially when I was littler. I was like, no, I'm gonna stay inside and stay near my people. Just yeah, it was not me to do that, but now it is because I walk everywhere. I learn places. I try to adventure more. I try to be more out there, just get more experience. More experience in life. Sorry about that. And yeah. So I guess this is where I'll end today's vid doc. I think this is 4 or 5. I don't remember again. I love you all. I miss you all if I'm away. This is the year that I enlist, so you know, 6 years from now I'll be up for renewal, 6 or 4 years, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I love you all. I miss you all. I'll talk to you again soon. To the kids, I'm sorry for who I am, or I'm not a very agreeable person. I could be worse. I could be better. I hope you take a lot of things from my personality, a lot of things from your grandfather's personality, a lot of things from your grandmother's, and a lot of things from whoever your mother is. I hope you take some things from her personality, personality. I don't know, personality. Um, there's a lot of things I want to show you. I want to do with you. A lot of just I can't wait for you to be in my life. I've always wanted to be a dad, and just yeah, I love you all. I miss you all, and goodbye.